So you're thinking about moving to Ypsilanti, Michigan. Well, I've got the perfect video for you if you're considering moving here and you want to know all things about Ypsilanti, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best places to live if you're considering moving here to Ypsilanti. So stick around because we're getting after it right now. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Eric Meldrum here, your Michigan real estate agent. I lived in Michigan my whole entire life. I grew up in Metro Detroit, and I know a thing or two about it. So in this video, I'm talking all about Ypsilanti, Michigan, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before we get into that, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. I make videos just like this on all things Metro Detroit, what it's like to live here. We got vlog tours, property tours, and I answer common questions you might have before moving here. So if you do have questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer those. And if you're moving here in 1 month or 1 year from now, go ahead, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. I've got all my contact information down below. We want to be the best resource for you when making your move. So if this information is helpful, consider subscribing and tapping that little bell so you're the first to learn about the current market and all new videos we put out about all things Metro Detroit. All right, so Ypsilanti, Michigan, or better known as Ypsi by the locals, is a pretty cool town. There's a lot of things to like about Ypsi, but there's also a lot of things that you should know before moving here. Just like any major city, some areas are good, some areas are bad, and you want to know those things before making a move here. So that's what this video is all about. So let's get into it. All right, before we get into some of the juicy stuff here, let's kick this off with some stats about Ypsilanti. Population wise, 20,000 people here in Ypsi. Size-wise, we got about 4.5 square miles. Now this is Ypsilanti proper. I'm not talking about the surrounding areas. And Ypsilanti was really settled in the early 1800s. 1825 was the exact settlement date. And the city was started in the downtown area. And then as trade quickly became part of the Ypsilanti trading post, their depot area was developed. So you got downtown Ypsilanti and the depot area, which are the two major corridors in Ypsi itself. All right, so location wise, I would say Ypsilanti definitely gets a pro in my book. Now, it's gonna be east of Ann Arbor and west of Detroit. So if you're looking to be in Detroit or Ann Arbor for work and you're living in Ypsi, you got about a 20-minute drive to Detroit and anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes to Ann Arbor, depending on where you're going. Now, the major highway systems that are running through Ypsilanti, you have 23 running north and south, and then you have 94 running east and west. 94 can get you straight into Detroit. 23 can get you north over to the north side of Ann Arbor or up to Brighton, or you can get over to 14, which you can cut across. You can get over into Canton, Northville, Plymouth. So location wise, you're centrally located around the Ann Arbor area. You can get to other cities like Saline, Dexter, Canton, Northville, like I mentioned, all very easily from Ypsilanti. So next up on the list, let's talk about the school system here in Ypsilanti. Now, it's a very important thing when you're thinking about moving to an area, if you got kids, to look at the school systems. So I'm going to have some information down below in the description about some best resources and best ratings on all the schools here in Ypsilanti. But through my research, these school systems are a big con in my book. Now, 75% of the elementary schools were rated below average. The middle school, high school, same thing. So if you're looking for good schools, some of the surrounding areas have some great schools. Dexter, Saline, Ann Arbor, Northville, Plymouth, Canton, Plymouth schools, those are all highly rated. Unfortunately, Ypsilanti does not share those high ratings, even though it's pretty close. The one silver lining to this is that if you do live in Ypsilanti, you're part of Washtenaw County, which Ann Arbor school systems are open enrollment. So if you live nearby, you could apply to send your kids to Ann Arbor schools. I understand the waiting list might be a little bit long, but you get on there, get on the waiting list, cross your fingers and hope that they get accepted. That could be a possibility if you're looking to be in Ypsilanti but want to send your kids to Ann Arbor schools. All right, so next up on the list is real estate. And guys, this is my favorite topic, but this was a hard one for me. And unfortunately, I need to give this a con. I was really hoping to be able to give it a pro, but when I look at everything, all the data in front of me, and I use my judgment on whether I should tell you this is a con or a pro, have to rate it a con. But I do love a lot of the houses in Ypsilanti. Now, there's some cool architecture, but let me tell you why I'm rating this a con. Now, the average home in Michigan is around $208,000. The average home in the United States is right around $292,000. Now, the average home here in Ypsilanti is $155,000. Now, when I look at the national average compared to Ypsilanti, we're well below the median. And knowing some of the areas, and I'm talking about Ypsilanti proper, I'm going to get to some of the surrounding areas in a second, but a lot of Ypsilanti has some rundown homes, some rundown communities, and the homes there need a lot of work. Although they need a lot of work, there is some hidden gems in there. And this is why this pains me to rate this in the con area, because there's so many cool homes, there's so many cool areas of Ypsilanti. Remember, this town was built in 1825. So going from 1825 until present, we went through the Victorian era, we went through the craftsman style, we went through the ranch style, we got the mid-century modern, and then we have new construction built from the 70s all on to today, and they're still building new construction communities in Ypsilanti. I would say there's a big resurgence and comeback to Ypsilanti. If you've been watching any of the videos about Detroit, that's a comeback city. Ypsilanti is definitely on the comeback. A lot of cool things about it, but unfortunately, the real estate generally gets a con. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cool houses. I encourage you to take a look around, but remember, towards the end of this video, I'm going to share some of the best places to live in Ypsilanti. Even though the real estate is a con, in my opinion, let's just talk about the property taxes really quick so you guys have an idea of what that looks like. So nothing crazy on the property taxes. We're going to be right around 1.5 to 1.7%, depending on what part of the city you're in, or if you're going into a township in Ypsilanti, that could be a little bit lower, but on average 1.5%. So if you got a $300,000 house, you're going to be paying right around $4,500 per year for property taxes. All right, so next up on the list is the foodie destination here in Ypsilanti, and I'm super proud to say that yes, Ypsilanti is a foodie town, and it's a big pro in my book. So this is where things start taking a really positive turn for Ypsilanti. A lot of restaurants, a lot of bars, lots of places to go visit in the downtown area. So a couple places I would recommend checking out are definitely Bobcat Bonnie. It's a gastro pub. They got a Bloody Mary and mimosa bar on the weekends. They even have brunch. But you can also check out Keystone Bar and Arcade. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. If you want to go play pinball or some Pac-Man and have a cocktail, it's right below Bobcat Bonnie's. And then you can go check out the Corner Brewery. Now this is a microbrew by a local brewery, Ann Arbor Brewing Company. It's a really good place, really cool place. They have a beer garden in the summer, so you can go there, hang out with the family, or just hang out with a group of friends, and it's a really chill, laid-back time. And then you got places like the Wax Bar, and no, there's no wax at the bar. It's actually based off of the records that they have on the walls there, so it's a pretty cool place. There's a bunch of records and the wax, so you're making that connection between the records and the wax, but really cool place. And then you got the Worst Bar, and no, it is not the worst bar in Ypsilanti. They make some killer gourmet bratwurst, so you can go there, have some bratwurst, have some beer, and just hang out. And then you got places like Ypsi Cocktail Club, which I would recommend definitely going to the Ypsi Cocktail Club. They have some amazing craft cocktails. It's a really cool vibe in there, so I think you're really going to like it. So when you go visit a lot of these places, the vibe is super chill and laid back. This is not upscale. This is not, anything fancy. Ypsilanti itself, used to be known as a hipster town. A lot of people labeled that as the hipster movement here in the Ann Arbor and Metro Detroit area. Well, a lot of these places came into town because of that hipster movement. I don't even know if it's still around. Do hipsters even exist? If you know, drop in the comments below and let me know if hipsters are still around. I have no idea. But it's very chill, very laid back, and a lot of these places attracted to Ypsilanti because the downtown area was kind of vacant at one point, and a lot of new places were looking to open up, a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars, and Ypsilanti seemed to have the type of clientele that was looking for a lot of these gastropubs and places like, the arcade and bar, like those hit that demographic pretty well. So naturally, a lot of these businesses opened up and they have been thriving ever since. So is Ypsilanti a safe place? Is there crime here? Is there stuff I should know about? And the answer is, of course. So unfortunately, safety and crime get a con for Ypsilanti. Now, this exists in pretty much every major city. I'm not discounting that, but Ypsilanti, there's certain pockets of Ypsilanti that are going to have higher crime rates than the other parts. So just do your research on taking a look at what those are. You can go to sites and look at the crime rate. You can go to sites and look at, the type of crimes that are being done in Ypsilanti. But just like every major city, there's going to be good parts and there's going to be bad parts. So make sure you do your homework. Next up on our list are things to do in Ypsilanti. Now, in addition to going downtown, grabbing some great food, grabbing some drinks, are there things to do? And the answer is yes. So this definitely gets a pro in my book. In addition to going downtown, grabbing food and drinks, you got shopping. So there's cool places where you can go get some locally made stuff. Remember, Ann Arbor's right next door. Ypsilanti has a great art scene as well, but a big art community here in Ypsilanti and Ann Arbor, so they share that. And then downtown, again, you can find a lot of locally made stuff, so shopping's pretty cool. And then in addition to that, you got plenty of museums. So you got the Historic Museum downtown, which you can go check out. They have a lot of things dating back to 1825 about the surrounding area. And then you have Eastern Michigan University. You can go tour the campus. The surrounding area is beautiful. And then you got the Ypsilanti Water Tower. Now, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this thing, but I'll just show a picture of it right here, and you guys can tell me what that looks like for yourselves. No judgment. But moving on, you got the Automotive Heritage Museum. You can go find some old cars there. You can go check those out. And then you have the Firehouse Museum, which that thing is pretty cool. You're gonna go in an old firehouse from the 1800s. They have the bronze pole goes through the floor. Fortunately, you can't slide through it. I mean, I wish I could. I would be in that thing like every day, just going down that pole. That's something I always wanted to do. I wish they would just let me do it just once. And if you like golf, you guys can head over to Eagle Crest Golf Course overlooking Ford Lake. So beautiful lake, awesome golf course. You can go check that out. And then of course, right in Ann Arbor, you have the University of Michigan, so you're not far away from a major university. And if you want to tour the University of Michigan, I would highly recommend it because the campus is absolutely beautiful. In the beginning of the video, I told you I was going to tell you the best places to live in Ypsilanti, and no, I am not going to disappoint. So thanks for sticking around to the end. So I got to break Ypsilanti up into 3 main areas: north, central, and south. So on the north part of Ypsilanti, you're going to have Superior Township. And then on the central part, you have what's Ypsilanti proper. So that's going to be the city. So you're going to have the proper city without townships. And then the south side, you're going to have Ypsilanti Township. So the pros of living in Superior Township or Ypsilanti Township is the township taxes. So where should you live out of all 3 of these? Well, depending on your lifestyle, you could be looking at one of these 3 areas. Obviously, Eric, just get to it. Where are the best places? Well, if you're looking for a subdivision type atmosphere and you want to be away from the city and benefit from some of the township taxes, Superior Township and Ypsilanti Township, which is Superior's north and Ypsilanti Township south, those are going to be the best places to find subdivisions, find newer construction homes, and benefit from the low taxes. Now, if you want to be near the city and you want to be close to the downtown, I would recommend looking in places like College Heights, Depot Town, those type of places where there's a lot of resurgence. College Heights is right next to Eastern Michigan University. There's a lot of cool real estate over there, but looking at places that have a good property value because people are moving there for a specific reason. People are moving to the downtown area to be close to the restaurants, the bars, kind of the nightlife. So some of that real estate has turned over. A lot of people have been rehabbing a lot of places there. And then you got places like College Heights, which is going to be professors who are teaching at the Eastern Michigan University, and then you have students, and then you also have just young professionals that are moving in there. So really cool real estate there. So those are my 3 recommendations. If you're looking to be in a subdivision, check out Superior Township or Ypsilanti Township. If you're looking to be downtown, check out places like College Heights or Depot Town, really up and coming and very cool real estate. All right, so there you go, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Lots of things to think about before making your move here to Ypsilanti. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons, lots of things to think about. You might have questions still, so make sure you drop those in the comments below or reach out to us. Like I said, I want to be the best resource for you in making your move here to Michigan. And if Ypsilanti is not your jam, go check out some of these other videos that we did. And hey, whether you're making a move here in 1 month or 1 year from now, got to get a hold of us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We want to be the best resource for you in making your move to Michigan. So if this information was helpful, then go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. It lets YouTube know we're doing a great job and you enjoy this type of content, and we'll keep making it. So until next time, go enjoy these other videos that we got on our channel all about Metro Detroit, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.